What's going on, beautiful people? I'm back with another episode. I know I have not been as consistent as I want to, but I have made a promise to myself and a promise to the fans that I will drop a podcast every Wednesday from now on. No matter when I have to shoot it, it will be a podcast dropping every Wednesday at 4 from now on. If you have not checked out my YouTube, please check out my YouTube page at Overthinking Understanding. If you have not checked out my Facebook, please check out my Facebook at Overthinking Understanding Podcast. Thank you so much to the 200 people that have downloaded my podcast. I have had over 400 people click on my podcast, and actually 200 people actually downloaded and saved it. Very grateful. With that being said, without further ado, let's get into this episode. So, on today's episode, I would like to talk about purpose. And if you have not seen the movie Soul, spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I tried to wait to do this episode, but I was so excited about it. I've been selling this episode idea for about 2, 3 weeks. However long the movie been out, so about 2, 3 weeks. With all that being said, the from what I took away from Soul, what the premise of the movie was, it had a guy. He was a musician, and he felt like his purpose in life was to be a musician. And they had this little whatever. It was just a soul. We don't know what it was. It was a soul, and basically she had no desire to go back to Earth, but she had a way to get back to Earth. He had slipped and fell, and after he got his big break, he always wanted to sing in this. Play the piano in this band. He had finally got his big break. Band so excited. Walking home, he ended up falling into a hole and dying. And he was supposed to go on and go die to wherever souls go after they die. She was not. She was able to. She was in limbo, and she was able to have a second chance. He ended up sneaking out of line, bumping into this soul. Like I said, we don't know what it was. She just took the voice of. It seems like it's a little girl, or whatever, but it just took the voice of this person, and it was just a soul. And what was so beautiful about the movie Soul and what I took away from the movie Soul is something that I have always told myself, or something that has always helped me through life. But like I said, what I feel like the premise of the movie was is your purpose is to live life. So the guy thought that his purpose was to play the piano and, be a musician, teach music. Everything was around music. And she didn't, like I said, she didn't want to go back to Earth. She ended up getting knocked, they both end up getting knocked back to Earth. And she tastes pizza. She looked at the sun. She felt the wind. She watched the petals and stuff fall and flow. And the guy was like, that's not the purpose of life. That's not the purpose of life. Like, the purpose of, you have to have a purpose. You have to do something. You have to do this, do that. And after she ended up leaving, he scared her. She ended up going back, I guess, to limbo heaven, whatever it is. They never specifically or specified what it was. They ended up going back to where they were at, and he sat there and he thought about it, and he was like, no, like, my purpose is a musician. Like, there's no way that she's right. Like, my purpose is to be a musician. And it just clicked instantly. Like I say, this is my mindset. And to watch a movie, and that's what I took away from the movie. I know a lot of people got caught up in a lot of different things. The black character wasn't black that long, and this and that. None of, I feel like, look at the wins in it. Yes, that is something that is not, the movie still itself was such a beautiful piece. And the reason that it made me excited, because I feel the same way. And for somebody to make a movie, that means you're not the only one in the world who feel like that. And, it's billions of people in the world. Of course, we know that, but to see it, and to see it on such a large scale, was definitely some motivation. So I got Siri. Hey Siri, read the definition of purpose.
As a noun, it means the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yes. Yes, Siri.
This is a formal term. As a verb, it means have as one's intention or objective.
Hey Siri, read me the definition of dream.
As a noun, it means a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes, Siri.
I'm listening.
Read the next one.
As a noun, it means a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal.
Thank you, Siri. Okay, so with that being said, why did I have those definitions being read? A lot of people in this world get down, and I think they get people down. They get people thinking that they were born with lacking something, or they weren't born with. To tell somebody to go find your purpose in life is, in my mind, is to make somebody feel like they were born without a purpose. And I'm here to tell you right now, if you click off on this episode of this podcast right now, your purpose in life is to live your life however you see fit to live your life. I'll say that again. Your purpose in life is to live your life however you see fit to live your life. People get so bogged down with trying to they mix dream and purpose up. A dream is something that you could have a dream to live debt free. You could have a dream to be a good basketball player, a good rapper, an artist. I could have a dream that my podcast makes it to 10,000 downloads, but that my purpose in life is not to produce a podcast. My purpose in life is to wake up every morning, open up my eyes, and to live life. And that is your purpose too. Don't let anybody make you feel like that you have to live your life a certain way, that you were missing something. If you were to die tomorrow, the people around you that's gonna miss you, and the people who got love for you, or even yourself, you know, you're not gonna look up and be like, man, I want to dribble. I want to go shoot this podcast. I want to do this. You die tomorrow, and you could see your death coming. I know most of us who actually want to live, they'll be like, me and myself personally, I'll be like, I want to live. Like, can I look back on every day of my life and say like I lived my life, or did I let certain situations keep me down, or certain situations keep me mad for a longer period of time than I should have been mad? Did I stay angry at people or situations, or stay down and depressed about something that I could have picked myself up from and added more minutes to me living? Because the only thing that is for certain is death. The only thing that we only have one time is life. People be getting so caught up. What's your dreams? You need to, they push kids so hard. So you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to do this. You could do whatever you want to do. You could do whatever you want to do. If you want to live your life, and your way of living your life, the best version of your life, is to just have money because you were born without money, and you want to work a job where you're able to have money and pay for your bills and provide for yourself comfortably, then that's you living your life. If you could look up and wake up every day, or something could happen where that doctor could diagnose you and be like, you have this or you have that, and you're going to die. And not saying that you have to believe it, but I'm just using it as an example. You just look at that and be like, man, I lived. You know how like some people die at an older age, and we're a little bit more comfortable. We're selfish because we miss them and around like that. But you looked up and be like, I lived. I lived. I lived my life. I don't, I look at these people who live to be 189 and 90 or even 70 years old. One of my favorite uncles died at 75. I kid you not, I dropped about 2, 3 tears, and I couldn't cry. And it's not because, death has become so easy to me. It was more the fact that he lived, and I actually got to be in his presence and have intimate conversations with him, and he lived his life. I could be selfish, I'm trying to be selfish, like, man, I don't get to see my Uncle Shank, but I be like, he lived. My other uncle, I want to say he was around 60 something when he died. He was one who pushed me to come into the service. When he died, it messed me up. I cried. But then I looked back and I was like, he lived. He lived. Live your life, your purpose. You come into life with a purpose. Don't let anybody make you feel like that you're born without a purpose, because you are. You are here to live. And you live your life however you see fit. As long as you're not harming nobody and causing no harm to yourself, you live your life. People will give you opinions. People will tell you dreams. Don't get dreams mixed up. Your dreams can be as big or as little as you want them to. As big or as little as you want them to. I think about it every day. I have shed tears for only two rappers in my life. I remember thinking when my mom cried for Michael Jackson, and how sad people was when Tupac died. But I'm 25 years old. I felt it, but not like I didn't. when Michael Jackson died, I was like, Mama, you crying like he part of that family, like he can fuck or something. And then Tupac, I wasn't even alive when he died, you know? Or I think I might have been like maybe one, or if not one, in my mother's stomach. With that being said, when Nipsey Hussle died, I dropped, sorry about that. When Nipsey Hussle died, I dropped tears. Yeah, when Mo3 died, I dropped tears. I cried, and it was shocking to me, but it was like the missing them of being alive. Like I remember when Nipsey Hussle put out music, or Mo3 or drop a song, or a certain song, and I eat it up and I listen to it, but then I want more. I want more. I'll be like, man, like when he go drop a Mo3 or drop a CD, and I'm trying to find every feature that Mo3 have. Cause he was one of my favorite artists. I'm like, I'm just trying to find features like until he get another song. And I remember thinking like, when is he gonna put another song out? When is he gonna drop another song? When is he gonna come out with another album? Even though he had consistently put out an album for 2 years, and I remember the day that I found out he died. It was a calm of just going back and appreciating every body of work that man had dropped. Because I'm knowing not another one's coming. Even though that his CD is coming, even though, his manager said that he's going to be dropping music for another 3 years, I know that it'll never be nothing new that Mo3 can produce because your favorite rapper is gone. And I wasn't thinking it was a piece because for me rushing to be like, man, when he go dropping, listening to the songs, and sometimes I wouldn't even want to listen to a song because I wanted to hear something new. And immediately when he died, it was just like a calm, and I just went and for hours and hours, days straight, I just listened to his music, and there was more appreciation for it. And at the end of the day, I didn't even miss Mo3 music as much as I miss, like me and my homegirl who I had on my last episode of my podcast. We said the same thing. Like I'm still waiting on Mo3 to go live. Just his personality and him talking. Like I miss that. I have songs from you. Even if he would have got hurt and he never could talk again, and he was able to move and still have a decent quality of life, I would have been happy with him. Or even if he would have been able to talk and not move, like, man, you still get to live your life. I said all that to say this. Live your life. You know your purpose. Like I said, your purpose of life is to live your life. Don't let people get you bogged down with feeling like I don't have a skill, I don't have a talent. I feel like a talent is a God given ability or whatever you believe in. It's something that we were born with. It's something that we're good at and we have no control over it. Like we're just naturally good at it. Like I think I have a very good work ethic, and it's nothing that I did for it. I just, my father has a good work ethic. My grandmother has a good work ethic. Like it's just strong work ethic. It's talent, because some people do not have it. And skills you could pick up along the way in life. I could be skillful. I cook. I'm a cabin attendant. I'm doing my podcast. It's so much stuff that I'm teaching. Like that's a skill. You could teach yourself a skill, but all of that still, like I said, it doesn't. It just makes your purpose worthwhile. My purpose is to live my life. So if I can live my life trying to challenge people negative mindsets and challenge all the negativity that get put off in the world, I'm going to do that. But my purpose is to get up and live my life to the best of my ability. You're not lacking or missing anything. And like I say, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a mindset speaker because motivation is short lived. If you use my podcast as motivation, more power to you. But this is mindset, because a strong mindset to get you far. Motivation is just like a sip. It's just like you got to come back forward. You got to come back. Your mindset is something that's going to continue. If you have a strong mindset, a motivation, little nuggets and bits of motivation is nothing but a booster. It's nothing but a boost. So like I say, like live your life, pick up a new skill, dream as big or as small as you want to, but live your life. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you ain't adequate, or you missing something, or you don't have something, or your life is not going. Now, if your life is not going the way that you want to live your life, like I say, if you can't get that news from that doctor, or you can't wake up and look yourself in the mirror and be like, if I drop dead this very next second, I have lived my life. Don't get me wrong, like we people are ambitious. It's so much stuff that we want to accomplish, but I'm saying, when, like I said with Mo3, when it all falls down, you left me with something that my kids will know your music. Like I have your music when you leave. I can go and look up your YouTube videos. I'm gonna rock your face on whatever what T-shirt they put it out on. And not like I said, I don't know the man personally. We grew up in the same area, I guess the same apartments for a part of my life, but I probably only seen that individual like one time, if that. It was just his music, the way he talked about how he carried himself. He believed in himself. He came from an area where people wasn't claiming like that, and he carried it on his back even when people from his hood told him that he wasn't from there. So how he represented himself and what he portrayed, and that I liked it. And like I said, that's all to go back to. I just miss him as a person. I miss my relatives, my uncles as a person. Just them being able to breathe air into their body and live their life. Live your life. You are more than enough. Like I say, if you're not happy with your situation and how you care in your life and how you go about your life, then fix it. I don't care if you feel like that you have to stay with, your baby daddy for the kids, or because a person drops some semen off in you doesn't mean that you have to stay with them if your life is not happy. Then your kids' life not gonna be happy. Then they go look at you like, why you stay so long? Or if they repeat the situation that you have made, then they gonna be like, well, you did it. What makes me any different? I'm no better than you. Like at the end of the day, do what's best for you. And I could get personal. When I started my podcast, I was in a relationship. The person I was in a relationship with did not believe in my podcast, wanted me to it wasn't good, it's not good yet. And I'm new to this thing. I'm new to the podcast, I'm new to talking, new to hearing my voice. But I tell you I'm single right now. And like I say, I have over 200 something downloads. Somebody wants that one. If I would have let that one person take me off track and derail me and knock me off of my pivot, then it would have been my life would have, even though my like I said, your purpose is to live, my life wouldn't be as fulfilled as it is now. Because me doing this podcast makes me want to live my life better. Like I know that the purpose is to live. Even if you get up and you don't do nothing for a day, but eat you some food, put you some clothes on, or you lie in bed naked and watch your TV shows. Don't let nobody tell you anything. Oh, you need to go work out. Seize every moment. It's your life and it's paced at your time. Long as you're and this is a big thing that I feel like people forget. You don't have to be accountable for other people's actions. Not unless you, how can I say, unless it's like your kids, unless you're around your friends and they do something crazy. But at the end of the day, you are accountable for your own actions, and only you have to be secure with the decisions and the choices that you make. You have to be able to look back and be like, I made that decision. I made that decision and I'm sticking with that decision. You should get up every day in your life and you should be like, today, I'm going to live this life with a purpose. I'm going to purposely live my life. Don't do nothing by accident when it comes to your life. Now, I'm not saying that you can't pick up something and be good at it. You be like, I didn't even mean to stumble across this. I don't mean that at all. But if it's something that's contributing to your life, don't do it by accident. Don't just go through on autopilot and just try to mumble and grumble your way through your life, and then as soon as you get some bad news or it takes one of your favorite people dying, Kobe, Chad Boswick, so mmany people passed in 2020. It shouldn't take a death of somebody that you didn't expect to die to be like, oh man, maybe I should live my life, because that's gonna wear off. You gotta remember, because you're gonna feel like, well, I'm not as important as them. You are more important than them. You should be more important than them to yourself. You should be more important to yourself than anybody is. Anybody. And even like I said, I don't have kids yet. A lot of people with kids always try to say like, don't speak about kids if you don't have them yet. But how can you not 100% love yourself to try to put love into your child? You're gonna take away from yourself trying to put love into your child. So I say parents on the same thing. Be 100% with yourself. Be 100% living your life. And sometimes I feel like if parents go out and live their life and do the things that'll make them happy, it may be good for the kids. I'm not on no neglecting, not if making you happy is going to the club and you got a responsibility, then you got a responsibility. But if going to the club does make you happy, you could find ways to take care of your children or maybe put it on hold for a little while. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. Like I said, it's just an example. Live your life. The purpose of to life is to live it. Your dream, like I said, you could dream about, I want to wake up every morning at 5 o'clock. You could do that till you die and be happy. Don't let people confuse purpose and with your dream. Don't let people could make you feel like you have to have a talent or you can't acquire a skill or you're not important enough to live your life or you're not smart enough to make the decisions you want to in your life. That's why I say when I started my podcast, overthinking, understanding. As long as you understand what you're trying to do, I want to live a happy life. I want to live a healthy life. If you understand that, then you make sure that everything that you're doing is contributing to you living a happy life, living a healthy life. And like I said, this is my first episode back. I'm gonna be more consistent. Not gonna drag this out. Like I said, if you don't take anything away from this podcast episode, your purpose is to live your life. You were born with a purpose. The moment that air hit your lungs and you made it to whatever age that you are, you were born with a purpose. You are not missing anything. You are complete. You could add more stuff to you. Don't take nothing away. Don't ever let nobody take it away from you. And your life is your purpose. Thank you for checking out my podcast, Overthinking Understanding. Please check out, if you listen to my podcast, please find my YouTube page at Overthinking Understanding. I would love to talk to you guys. Find my YouTube page, Overthinking Understanding. Thank you guys so much. Be safe out there.